Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Sis. I'm Tamika.
My name.
And I have my sisters with me.
My name is Tanika.
My name is Angela.
And I'm Ebonique.
And today we're going to talk about just some topics that are on my heart, that's been on my heart for the past couple of months, when we're talking about us being stuck in the house, bored in the house bored. Are y'all in the house bored or
all the time?
Not really stuck in the house though, right? I've been still out doing some stuff. However, there's people stuck in the house. Yeah. So I want to talk about, like, what do y'all think about people's mental health status right now?
For me, I guess it really depends on the person and the people. Like for me, I've already been a homebody, so it doesn't bother me being home. Yes, I do get bored and everything, but for the ones that have like depression and different things going on, I believe it's harder for them to be cooped up. And as far as like the kids, it's hard for them not being around
crazy, probably,
being around their friends and just having something to do, even if it's just going out riding a bike or something like that. It's harder for them to accept being in the house longer. So it's a lot of TV and games, and I have a pool and my kids don't even swim in it, so it's just they're so used to being out with their friends. So it's just depending on how your lifestyle was before, but for me it's not.
Well, so my lifestyle before is out and more out, and then I'm out some more. So I think that for me I'm good, but I've noticed that first of all, statistically, numbers have went up for child abuse and domestic violence. So I think people are in the house, and we kind of like just going stir crazy, right? And I think certain things are happening. A personal real close issue happened to me Monday. My friend made some bad choices. I ain't gonna put it out there yet, but she made some bad choices that ended her up in a place that she should not be in. And I have to wonder if she would have made that same decision if we haven't been sitting in the house and we haven't had any. I feel like we don't have. Even if you are a homebody, there are some things that we do usually to de-stress. Whether you go get your nails done, get your toes done, whatever you go do. If you don't do that, I don't know. I need you to find some stress relievers. But I've been watching people, and crime is up. Crime is definitely up, and I think that people we just doing something. You know how you get bored, you just be doing something. I call it something to do. Just be doing stuff, and you're like, why did I do that? Just bored. Right?
Just bored. I don't care who you are. This has impacted everybody, everywhere, in some way. So when people say like your stance, like, oh, it's the same for me, it has impacted your mental health. It has impacted your being, your energy, your life. It's impacted everybody everywhere. We in our society as America, especially as Black people, we are distracted all the time, and this forced us to not. There were no distractions, so I think it really did impact everybody. You found out how disciplined or how not disciplined you are. It impacted your eating habits. Like, we're sedentary, so our bodies and our energies are not moving the same. So yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole lot.
But what can we do to make sure, because we're going to be doing this for a minute. I don't think that this is going away anytime soon. So what can we do to make sure that we are
log off of all your social media and start seriously.
Whoa.
No, we need to start reading and start reading and educate ourselves, because we're so trapped, and this is our time right now. People are out in the streets reacting to everything on an emotional level. We need to I just think as a people, we need to really look at ourselves and start educating ourselves, because there's so much time right now, and we're not paying attention. Many things are happening and going on in our government. So many laws are changing. Things are being repealed, and we just on TikTok, social media. You know what I'm saying?
Which we've already distracted. Been doing those things. We've already been distracted, but this is, like you said, that we have time right now to get undistracted, right? So I definitely, we have these conversations all the time, sis, and I definitely believe in that we need to educate ourselves and make sure we understand, and which leads me to what I want to talk about as far as our lives matter, and the things that we aren't doing. So a lot of times we're radical about wrongness, if that makes any sense. So,
can we swear on here? I just need to, because it might come out. I'm
If
just
it-
saying if
you
it
know,
can,
if it comes out,
okay.
you know,
'Cause
do what
I
you do,
swear.
sis.
Okay,
Be
okay.
you.
'Cause
She said, "Can we switch?"
I mean, because I like it might get heavy, you know.
Well,
so,
because the shit is stupid.
right.
Okay, okay. I was just trying to help you, just in case you needed to lead into it, you needed to ease on in there. But however, you know, I was thinking about some of the things that we take and we run with, right? Because we are uneducated, we are ignorant as a people, and I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. I love us. But at the same time, we do need to get educated, because here's one thing that's really interesting. You know that we should have been voting last week, the week before, in the locals, and we don't vote because somebody told us that our vote don't matter. And I see like a lot of radical black people talking about, I don't vote because our vote don't matter. Who told you that? Somebody told you that they lack knowledge, right? And so we don't vote. And then none of our concerns are represented locally, which is where all the actual laws come from. They don't come. People are so mad. Somebody told me the other day, they said the president, he said that we were going to have unemployment or whatever. And I said, you know, he can't make that decision. It has to go to Congress, and then Congress has to make that decision. In order for us to vote these proper people in, we gotta vote, right? And if our vote didn't matter, why did y'all take it from us then? We just don't. We need to start being a little bit more knowledgeable, seek knowledge, gain knowledge, get understanding on what we're talking about, or shut. Can I say or shut up? Or be quiet. Don't be.
Spend as much time as you do learning them damn dances on TikTok and watching all that and those challenges and stuff. I'm being very sincere. Like, these kids, they're not us. They are unapologetic, and they're gonna go for theirs. And we are gonna be in a home somewhere just broke down, and we gotta wake up, people.
Hey,
We gotta
if we
wake
don't
up.
wake up as the people teaching these kids, we are going to be they're going to have them and their children and their children and their children are going to have a horrible world if we don't start to say. We need to stop telling them the government was not made for us. It definitely has shown to not be made for us, but it's because we don't infiltrate that system. If we don't infiltrate the system, we can't have nothing change.
And stop following everybody. Like, I'm about the movement, not the organization, because y'all I'll be easing down Black Lives Matter Boulevard in another 10 years going through this. Like, I'm
But
overly
we keep on
traumatized
doing
about
that,
not
right?
being free. Yeah, free-ish is not, I'm not okay with being free-ish.
So what
and
can
not
we do?
enough of us are paying attention. Log off social media.
If you say that, we'll
Grab the Miseducation of the Negro. Start there.
Miseducation of
By
the
Dr.
Negro.
Carter Goodson Woodson. Start with the Miseducation of the Negro. Start questioning, what is the CDC? What is an attorney general? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? How does that impact me? How does a district attorney impact my life? What does defund the police mean? What is my city's budget for the year? Where's the money going for programs that I'm interested in? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Where does my food come from? All of that. Like, educate yourself. Like, the school obviously is not going to do it. We still praying to, like, Black Jesus, but I know when we close our eyes, we do not see a Black man. Like, look around at what's been happening. Dig up some stuff. Look at your family history. You know, unpack some more trauma. Like, just educate yourself.
Because we are definitely running around here trauma driven, PTSDing it out, right? And we don't know that's why we're reacting and acting a certain type of way. But it's causing us not to be able to be the kings and queens that we are.
And stop spreading misinformation. Celebrities are not your leaders. Stop.
Well, when you don't have a positive role model, a mama or a father. Sometimes then we look at these artists as art. We glorify what they glorify. And if you look at it, okay, so listen, y'all gonna be mad at me. What's that song WAP that just came out with Megan Thee Stallion and
Cardi B.
I knew who it was. I'm replaying the video in my head. And everybody's like, y'all just don't got no self-esteem. Y'all insecure. No, I'm not. Ne'er am I insecure, or ne'er do I not have no self-esteem. First of all, let's get that together about Tamika. However, I have a daughter, and that's not what I want her to.
And then
portray.
she won't see it. But these are 20-some-odd-year-old young women who we have given that platform too and exalted them to that level. And
We ain't done nothing.
yes, we have. We played classy, bougie, ratchet, all of that. Like that's, savage, like all of that. But then when
I
they
do
come
like
out
that
and
song.
see, thank you. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like we
I do like
can't,
that song. However,
right? But you can't
it's
blame
not something that I glorify.
you can't blame them. Just like I had to sneak and watch BET After Dark. Like my mom wasn't
we were
having
not
that,
having
so
that.
I wouldn't have been able to see it anyway. And my daughters are adults, so if that's what they want to do, like these young ladies, they are really, honestly, in my opinion, living their best life, and we out here uneducated, following them, watching their lives instead of logging the fuck off social media and educating ourselves.
Hold on. Let's
We give them that platform.
Let's talk about living their best life, right?
They're living their best
Oh,
life.
let me talk about living their best life, because I saw when we turn on Love and Hip Hop, and we turn on, and I hardly watch them, but when I do watch them, it's always some stupid ass shit going
Some
on.
drama.
That's not your, that cannot be being cheated on, be fighting, downgrading another woman. That cannot be living your best life. And if it is,
for them,
we need to now we got our moral system effed up then.
but
right.
that's what's going on
Train
in
that mind.
relationships in real
Oh,
life.
I
like
do
they
that.
are,
I'm a little-
but no, but we give them, we tune in and follow that and pay attention to that, and then go on social media, look at the conversations and the
Girl, I'm
memes.
so
There's no
annoyed.
trust, there's no dignity, there's no respect, there's no secrets, there's nothing. Everything is an open book, and we have played into the image that the government has set us out to be. We play right into it. We fall right into it.
Which gets us,
Because we are traumatized.
Nowhere.
We are
where have we
traumatized and
gotten
asleep.
though? Where honestly, where have we gotten by glorifying these different things or playing into these images? They did this on purpose.
Exactly.
And so now, when somebody like me, I come and say, hey, this is what it is, and people say no. Like let's talk about the trust thing. I always say I trust people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I trust people. I say that all the time. I trust people. I mean, I judge them properly as well. There's some people that you should just not trust. However, when my sister comes into my space, I'm not competing with her. I don't distrust her. I'm not looking her up like who she thinks she is. I'd be like, let's what. So this show, it derives from my movement called Let's Go Sis, where it's about us coming together and elevating each other and supporting each other. And I have said we have what we need in our community as women. But what we need to do is stop having a crab in the barrel mentality where we're pulling people down so that we can get up. And if you know anything about me, you know that that's not how I operate. You could be doing the exact same thing I do, and I'd be like, go over there because Ebonique got this up over in Mesa. Go over there and holler at her. I don't be like, oh, I don't know where you can get that from. If somebody hit my inbox and be like, sis, where you get your clothes from? Here, let me show you this website. Let me show you how to get your bit. Do you have your stuff together? Right? So this show, that's the movement. But Let's Talk Sisters now. I want this to now be something where we talk about these real issues and it don't have to be just sis, but I'm concerned with us because I understand us the most. I don't know nothing about no men. I don't know how they think and what they need and what conversations they need to have. I know what conversations I need to have, right? And we need to take our rightful positions as queen and king in this earth so that we can get what we need to get done. It should be a whole movement worldwide of us, just making sure that each other is okay. Because do we?
No, we don't. And I'm petty. Like I can be petty sometimes, and I have to remind myself too. Everybody's not everybody, but sometimes people are not like always out to get you. But I'm not a very trustworthy person, and I know when you not that I'm not a very trustworthy person. I'm not a very trusting person anymore, and I know for a fact because I've started putting my phone on record in my back pocket as I'm in a grocery store walking around, and I see the way that we look at me. And I see the way that, like, sometimes I might be giving off that energy or whatever at that moment, but we talk a good game, but we're not very kind to each other. We're not nice to each other. We don't really trust each other. We are very Black women, we are not very judgmental. We say we want to be open and transparent, but that's not really what happens. That's not really what happens all the time. Like, we can't be that way all the time. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we are so traumatized. We just need to shut down for a minute.
I know y'all heard about the Willie Lynch letter, right? You haven't heard about the Willie Lynch letter? You gotta say it on. They gotta hear us.
No, I haven't.
See. Okay, I would I would greatly appreciate if you read that before we come back and do this again. But the way that we're operating is from the Willie Lynch letter. So let me give y'all this. The Willie Lynch letter is what enslaved us, right? So it was a guy that wrote to the slave owners that if y'all do this, then they will be in bondage for hundreds, even thousands of years, correct, right? So what he said is beat the nigger male in front of the nigger woman, and you would teach her how to be in a frozen independent state, and she would teach her female offspring to be in that same state, and she would teach her male offspring to be mentally weak but physically strong. He talked about every part of the relationship to break it down. Light skin against dark skin, right? Young against old. So if we look at what's happening in our community, it's the same thing. We think that we are out of bondage, but we're still in a slave. So here's what I say. As long as we perpetuate these mindsets, they're still winning. They're still winning. And I refuse. Tamika, I refuse. That's why I don't look at my sister like that. I be like, get it, girl, like your hair.
Not all the time. We're not just, and I'm not gonna force you to say it. But like sometimes you see somebody, I'll be like, and I talk mess. Be like, what? But we talk mess. Be like, girl, what is she? Look at her. She knows she should not be out here like that with her hair like that.
Right,
and
and that's not. I think that she should not be out there like that, sis. I'm gonna say it. Now, if she walking down the street and I don't know her, it's gonna come up. But to me, that's not me judging her because I feel less than. That's me like somebody should have pulled your sister aside and said, "Hey," because I will. That ain't the look, sis. I don't care what it is. I don't know how many inboxes on social media that I get in and be like, hey, no, dog, that's not cool. And they be mad at me, but I don't care because we need to stop looking like that
and see how we see see how we see ourselves, like for real. Like, and I've done that throughout this quarantine. Excuse me. And I honestly, there's some things about myself that I really did not like. Once you start unpacking things, like, dang, really? And then you find out where that's from and why that is, and then you're like, oh, okay. So I've been protecting myself, but harming myself at the same time. And I just think that we are we're so traumatized, and if we took the time to read about our past and our history, we would understand why we operate the way that we operate.
About doing the opposite,
the right thing, or doing better.
I think we should have better resources for people to be able to. Yes, we can, research and do stuff on our own, but if we had some type of resource where somebody that is knowledgeable about, just say, the police department, and they have all their things and different stuff like that, then somebody can go and be like, okay, this is a question and answer session, and we'll be able to learn that way, because everybody may not have the weight or the means or anything to sit there and go, whether it's buy books or have internet or any of that stuff like that. But having an open session somewhere where somebody can actually physically maybe go or listen to, or but put some resources out there for people to be able to educate themselves.
Sis.
And when we do, people don't come, and I that is why I'm about, like, find out what interests you and learn about it, and then you can have that repository and that build that community. Because I saw something that said, like, check on your activist friend, your economics friend. I know nothing about economics, and I would love to find somebody that I could trust in my community that could sit down and talk about economics and how it impacts the lives of Black people in our community. And you're absolutely right, but I think it might be us as individuals that we need to start doing that. And say, I got this information over here, like you just said, like, people don't have the information, so post that. Like, hey, I just learned about this. Is there anybody else that knows about this? And we can, build that.
And I know you said away from social media, but that's a platform that stuff like that could happen. Like, hey, I know about economics, so you know what I'm going to do is post on Facebook about economics. I'm going to post on this, and anybody have questions about economics and stuff like that, here's my email, hit me up, and I'll speak on it on this way to, be able to get out there to reach more people of somebody that's
educated. But I mean, when I say log off, take the time to educate yourself, so when you come back, what you're up against. You know what you're looking at. You know what you're reading. Like, how many people passed around that picture of Donald Trump holding a Bible like Hitler did? That was fake, but Snoop posted it, so then Ty Dolla $ign, so then everybody else, like, we followed them. That's when I say log off, I mean educate yourself and then come back and you'll look at it completely. You'll be able to look at it differently and understand, you know, that it's sick. It's a sick world that we're in.
Let me say something about the movement again, because I've definitely promoted Let's Go Sis, because what happens is I've created that platform and I have those people in my just to my disposal to teach something. But I heard Tanika say people don't show up. But if people showed up to Let's Go Sis, they would definitely know that it's about. I had a financial advisor there talking about finances. I had I mean I'm a plethora of knowledge, so it's if you've ever, there was 3 and then all of this stuff happened. I think I maybe did 4, but I've been doing Beauty for Ashes since 2010. Right? And it's always about something. How do we get some education behind what we do? Do you know, like, just right now, the SBA was giving out all these loans, and I hit all of my friends that are doing business inbox, like, hey, are you going to tap into this, right? Because this is a good thing. Do you know how many people didn't have an EIN number? Or you've been doing business for 3 years and you ain't filed the taxes. You ain't. Come on now, sis. Let's get educated and let's do what we need to do. And so that's what the platform for Let's Go Sis is, because I do have those people that can talk about economics. I do have those people that can talk about business coaching. I do have those people that can talk about how to even get an EIN number or whatever. And so it's definitely a place where we can start to learn so that we can be better in our community. However, we got to beg people to come to stuff like that. And I'm not going to post on social media. That's not, for me, that's not a real, I need to have some conversations. I need to look you in your face. You need to look me in my face. You need to be able to ask questions. I need to be, and I don't go back and forth on social media. So that's not what I use social media for at all. Right now, I'm only on it because I'm bored. I'm going to just be honest. But normally on a regular day, I'm hardly ever on social media. I don't got time for all of that, because I do like to hit people personally and put something in your spirit real fast, and hopefully it will push you into your destiny. You understand what I'm saying? So that is what the movement is actually about, and I hope that through this platform we can start talking about some of those things and having different people on, and they're able to educate us, because we need to get some knowledge, because we don't have it. We don't have knowledge, and I love my people. This is not self-hate at all. I love, if y'all know me, y'all know I am talking about melanin popping, melanin dripping, melanated skin, melanin. They just mad because they ain't got no. Okay, let me stop. But anyway, but I talk about us all the time as far as how much I love us. You know what I mean? And so because I do, let's get educated. Do y'all know we could conquer this world? We were meant to be strong. We were the Israelites. Okay, I ain't going to preach to y'all today on a Sunday, though.
But we also have to forgive ourselves and be a lot kinder to ourselves, because we are traumatized. Like, we have been traumatized, and we have been living free-ish for a very long time, and we're bombarded every day with images of ourselves being torn down and killed and taken advantage of. And you got to find the good. And that's what I'm talking about when I say log off. Like, we just need to just take back ourselves and get our energies and our vibrations up so that we can receive more.
Get our relationships together, get our households together, put some real type of education into our children so that they can carry the torch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really time for us to let's go. Mm-hmm. It's really time for us to do that, and we need each other. We cannot do it alone. And so when people try to do anything alone, I'm like, that makes 0 sense, y'all. We need each other to do this, and I'm here for it. I think I've been seeing in Phoenix, that we doing a little something in Phoenix in the past couple of years. Now, it's more entrepreneurial, but at least we're starting there. At least we're starting to have confidence in ourselves that we can go out and be, we don't have to wait for somebody to give us something, that we can go ahead and create these opportunities. Something that happened out of COVID that is awesome is that a lot of people that I know in our community are actually starting their businesses, and they're selling stuff, and I hope they continue to do that, so that we can generate wealth in our own communities. We are supporting each other more than we ever have, and so I really, 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 really am excited about that, and I hope that good stuff will come out of that. And that we just keep that on. Now, as far as now that we can, once we get that together and understand our dollars and how they affect us and how we spend so much, we finance these programs that are against us, then we'll be better. But the next movement we need to go to is, how do we infiltrate these governmental systems?
That part.
O.D. Harris is running for council in Chandler. I really hope he wins, and start to make some changes. We need somebody to represent, because Chandler's Chandler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Chandler. But we need somebody on this side. But I remember Warren Stewart Jr. was running, and nobody even knew until the last minute, and he didn't win. And that's in South Phoenix. Where do we need to?
And that's how I find out about a lot of Black-owned businesses, is running up on them on their closing sale. I'm like, where have you been? Like, I didn't know y'all was here, and you on your way out now. Like, that's just. But again, we don't trust ourselves. We really don't. Like, we say we do, but I know I if people could just be honest, like, kind of like me, I just spent $500 on tires. And somebody was like, you could have gone to the Mexicans over here and got a good, like, $45 tire. But even though that tire might have been good, it's something in me that I was like, I don't know if that tire is going to be, you know what I mean? Like, the shop don't look. It's, but that might have been the best damn, I needed to save that money, but something in me, I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and that's how we are. But it's like the same, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't.
They're normally good for me.
See, you know what I mean? Too. And I couldn't do it. And I'm like, why is that though? You also
can ask them for new tires. The $45 tire is going to be a new-ish tire, right?
Right. But
so you could ask them, and they do have warranties and stuff. And I get what you're saying. I used to be like that, and now I'd be like, let me just try it. Now I'm at least try it. One day, Mama used to say, try your little vegetables once, and if you don't like it,
cool, right?
But before, I used to be like, that look a little. They don't look like they professional over there. Are they gonna take my information? Stuff like that. And now I had to get out of that mindset, because it is what it is.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm like, oh, I can, but I'll let it have been a taco shop. I would have went on up in there, because it was food, like, right. But I can't explain it. I was like,
speaking of tacos,
like, I didn't know. It's so strange.
But anyway, so I'm really excited to have y'all on the show. Hopefully y'all come back, and Ebonique will talk. Ebonique, listen, it's her. She only talk when she talk, but when she talks, she has something to say.
Right.
I need her to be talking more, though.
Organizing them community meetups.
Yeah.
Today's meet is going to be about, this isn't the information we have
and
for
she
y'all.
has her own vision and idea of what she wants to do as far as her podcast. So, hopefully we can come out and support you.
Skirt Talk will be coming soon.
Tell us about it.
It's kind of similar to...
Do I have to wear a skirt?
Girl, no, because you know me. Look, I just now got into the skirt game and stuff. You know me. I'm jeans, leggings, shorts. So, but it's just similar to this, but it's going to be doing a little different. Just have different topics. Women can email me with their topics and stuff like that. So during the podcast, or I might still be doing live, it's just COVID messed up everything, but we'll be drawing from a basket, and whatever that topic is, we're gonna talk about. And I told any woman that's gonna be involved in it, they have to be transparent, they have to be vulnerable, because some stuff we might be talking about that you thought that you healed from and got over with, and then we start talking about it, and it brings up that memory, and you may start crying, you may start whatever it may be, but I want it to be real. I'm crying because you crying. Don't listen.
If you look like you about to cry, I'm one of them.
But I want us to be able to be there. If that person is crying, we have to be there as a sisterhood to be able to comfort each other and stuff like that.
Because we breaking, because we're holding it all in.
Because we don't trust each other.
I'm so glad I trust people.
Women been through a lot, so
I be in my feelings. I be like, Tanika, let me tell you. She just be like, I be like, girl, let me tell you. I know she be like, this girl is crazy.
Mine is, I'm good. I'm always saying I'm good.
I'm not.
I could be horrible, good. But I be like,
I'm good. Black people will good ourselves into a nervous damn breakdown.
Right.
Okay. I be like, I'm not good. Let me tell you. Are you ready to listen? Which one you want to do? I will. I'll talk mess all the way 45 minutes. I'm still talking. Ain't nobody said nothing because I'm not good.
Right.
And if I'm not good, I need to get to good, because we got to stay in our positions. And when we're saying we're good so much, and then then finally we break, like the situation that happened with my friend on Monday. You know, like that's definitely.
But that's part of where we have to start training our thoughts and our mind. And you know, I've went from I'm good to being able to say when I'm not good. You know, because I felt as, you know, everybody in my family since I was little, hey, you're the strong one, you hold this together, like, and so I had to be that way, so I didn't have that chance to not be that way. And then so now I'm like, okay, I'm able to say, no, I'm not good right now, you know, and stuff. So
even if they are strong, we need to check on our friends that are strong. Tanika is going
holding it together like a wet paper box. Oh yeah, girl.
That's not what I'm Tanika is the modern day activist. She keeps saying, "Oh, I need to go find somebody. I want to talk to the old school act." They gone, sis. They gone. They gone. Take your position. And that's what we gonna do. And Tanika is the most radical, and she knows about that. She the one on the thing listening to the council meetings and stuff. Nobody don't got time for that, but she
need to. Yes.
I know. So you go do that, and you holler at us, and you tell us because we trust you with the information.
Y'all just need to know we are free-ish, and everybody can't sell T-shirts and real estate, and people still gotta go. Some people still gotta go to work, and we just need to be easy on ourselves. But we have got to educate ourselves.
And I think that's where it comes into the more of an interaction thing like that, because like, you know, Tamika, I'm not one to sit there and listen to all that stuff or debates and, you know, different things like that, you know. And it's not that I don't want to educate myself or anything like that. It's just certain things and some things it'll start driving me crazy.
Right.
Just sitting there listening and watching to it and like, okay, y'all driving me crazy, I'm done. Like, so. But if there's a way to learn it and more interactive,
or just how it impacts
like
me, like how does it impact me, my family, my community, and like my reach,
right.
You know what I mean? Those are the things that I think that we need to pay attention to, because it's loud out there.
Yeah.
It's so loud, and there's so much information and misinformation and hurt people and scammers and sick people, and you know, just everything's out there. So it is hard to duck and dodge, but that's why I think everybody has their lane, their station.
Right. Everybody has their area of influence, and I keep hearing you say, educate yourself, and I keep hearing Monique say, but I need help with educating myself. And so we got to get out of the place. I hear that all the time. When somebody got some knowledge, they want to tell another black person to educate. Do y'all know that the white men, listen, they will educate each other down.
But that's what I mean by educate. You can't do it. Educate yourself is by asking questions and talking to people. That's what I mean by educate yourself.
Because I might not even know what to even look for. Right. I don't even know that. I remember when you first was talking about council meeting. Now I'm gonna be honest. I know we're supposed to vote locally, but have I really investigated the whole? I vote locally, but I haven't investigated the whole system and listened to what was going on. Right.
Nor have I.
And I don't. And I don't know if you remember. I kept saying, well, what we gonna do? And she was getting irritated with me. I'm like, so what are we gonna do? What do we do? She's like, I don't. Then she just kept on. And I kept saying, well, what are we gonna do? Sis, I need you to tell me what I need to do, because I don't know what I need to do. Right? I don't know what this information means. How long was that call? 4 hours? Yeah. 2 hours? Whatever. She listened to the whole call, took notes and everything. Sis, what did you get out of that?
That they were about to give they gave the Phoenix Police Department $95 million fucking dollars and gave the community $50 million, and we wanted to defund and ask for 25% of that money to be allocated into the community, but they was like, no.
They did come up with the accountability department.
Well, we marched and protested and did all that for the accountability for them to have somebody, but they had the money, but they had that $2 million already sitting there already, so that they really didn't, that wasn't included in the 25% that we wanted allocated away from there. So and a lot of people we just don't know that in there, and I get that, like you're saying, I don't know how to educate ourselves, but we are always fed information, and if we continue to have people just tell us something, some of that might not be right. So you hear stuff and it don't sit in your spirit right. Mm-hmm. You'll go dig a little bit deeper depending on how much it matters to you.
I think that what I'm saying is give me why it matters to me, so that it can spark a interest in me to go look, because I'm definitely gonna go look. You can't just tell me nothing, but I need to know. I need to say, okay, let me look into these meetings and what, but I need somebody to break it down in layman's terms to me of why it's important for me to do that, because I don't think we understand. Like I said, we will go vote in the presidential election, which does nothing for us. Nothing for anybody. The president can't do that. That's why when they mad at the presidents, I'm like, for what? What y'all mad? All they did was been the face, basically, of what's going on. We need to be upset at these congressmen and the House of Representatives and all that. I always tell people, y'all vote locally, but you know, they really don't. I mean, presidential-wise, the national, but they don't care about our vote for real. I need people to understand that Hillary won the popular vote. We forgot all about that, but then what happens is the Electoral College comes and they really are the ones that put that person in position.
Well, that's where you get our vote don't matter, because we are just thinking about voting for the president, because you just said like they don't really care about our vote. So that's what people, you know what I mean? I think when people say my vote don't matter, I really honestly think that they're just thinking about voting for the president.
But that's lack of knowledge still, because we can vote people into the House of Rep. Well, we got to vote them into the district attorney, not because they go up the chain of command. Right now, the people that are in the House of Rep, these is the one that was enslaving us. You know how old these people are? So it's time to, we might not see it in our lifetime, but if we start to teach our children and they teach their children to infiltrate these systems and stop saying, because how many times do we say the system is set up to...
How many years have we protested? Massively, like in mass amounts, years. We've Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, we've been doing it.
No. But how many years did we stop protesting?
Right, but I'm saying it's like a cycle. Like it's almost like we'll always be doing it. Now they just gave us a street to fucking march down called Black Lives Matter. So they'll, you know what I mean, like that. But where it's the same thing.
I think I disagree.
It's the same thing.
Let me
we're
tell
fighting
you why
for the same thing.
I might, until we do this consistently. Because it's been years since, I mean, civil rights, all of that was in the 60s. Like, it's been years since we actually came in together and did so. We only do it, like, it's funny because history does repeat itself, right? So something happens and then we be radical for the next six months. And then we forget about it for 2 years and then something else happened. When are we consistently every day making this a lifestyle is my question. And until we do that, for me, now I'm not, you have your thought, but until we do that, I don't like to say that this is something that's not going to work.
I'm not saying it's not going to work. I'm just saying we have to realize that we always have a martyr, and we've always been doing this. Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, like we've always been doing it, and they're still not listening, and nothing is still changing.
I feel like
they take a little bit at a time. You know, they change, like take down some statues, name a street, but then they reduce us from our name and our movement to, like, Martin Luther King Jr.'s MLK, Black Lives Matter's BLM. Like, they reduce us, and we accept it, and then we go to sleep again.
That's what
until
I'm saying.
Somebody else gets murdered, and then we wake up and we wake up for a little bit. But I think maybe each time more people are waking up, and I felt like this might have been different because there were white kids out there, and white moms. But now it's slang, it's a Karen, and it's all fun and games again. Like we lost the severity of our living free-ish has gone. Like, we are not free, we are free-ish. There are laws still that ways we can wear our hair, what they consider professional, like we're free-ish, and I think we're gonna I don't know.
We have to infiltrate the system, because no matter what we do on the outside, we're not represented on the inside.
Yeah.
Where the actual, so what they're doing is pacifying. Okay, they're making a whole lot of noise. Let's
give them
together.
this.
But if we had somebody infiltrating that system, I wouldn't be in that system talking about we're not just gonna give nothing. We're gonna change something. And until we infiltrate, we got to infiltrate. You cannot change a system from outside the system.
But look at all the Maxine Waters and all the black politicians we have. They're
making some changes in their little area, but I'm talking
now
about
though. But why are they just doing it now?
I don't
not
feel like
been
they
free.
were doing it before.
I don't. But why are they doing it? Yeah, like.
I think people's voice. We're getting tired. We're getting more radical.
Again.
We stay there though. I want the Tanikas to stay there.
But we have a lot of black politicians in Congress, but they can't. What can they do?
I don't think if you're talking about in the number wise, we don't have a lot of, compared to the non-black people. We don't have a lot of people in governmental systems. When we say a lot of people, we might think we have. And I don't know numbers. Let's say we have 10 people, and that's a lot of them, right? But if there's 500 then that don't
Right.
no, we
That's
need
what I'm
to-
saying. Like, well,
we need to be
how are they?
represented.
Why are they not telling us? Like there's black congressmen, black mayors, black leaders. Like Barack was like, why did we fall for that? Why did he tell us like, y'all, we hate? Right when he left or got elected, like why didn't he start that? Like they really honestly don't care about us. All they care about is
feel
our
like-
money.
I feel like we are scared a little bit to speak out. You got to be on God. We got to be ready to die for this thing.
We have to, and the ones that are ready to are the ones that could have made it possible or that were educating us. They take them down.
Yeah.
And take them out, but we do have.
I mean, I don't want to die,
but we do
Lord.
have black.
But
We do have black
listen.
leaders and black politicians. But the system, this system is set up against us. The NAACP, they can't do nothing. They're a government agency. Urban League, all of them, they work for the government. The NAACP started out of my home where I was born out of Springfield, because there was somebody that got hung. Their whole thing was to make lynching illegal, and it just happened a couple of years ago. And they just, it's just money. It's just money. It's just our money. They really honestly don't care about us.
So
We got to wrap it up, he said.
yeah, I'm good.
Go
I'm
ahead.
good. I know. I said I'm
no
good.
peace, huh?
I was here. I go. But listen, y'all. I want y'all to tune in. We're gonna be here every week. I think we gotta talk to the boss man about what we're gonna do. However, but y'all come check out Let's Talk Sis, and when you get a chance, and when Let's Go Sis come back out, I think I'm gonna do a mental health check-in at a resort for just a few people. We gonna still social. We gonna have less people than I normally
Socially
would have,
distance.
because we not really gonna social distance. You can't. We gonna break bread together. We're gonna make sure that we're okay, and we probably gonna go live so that we can have some topics to talk about. As far as I want to continue some discussions about mental health. I want to continue some discussions about how we can be better in our community. I want to continue some discussions about economics and all that stuff. But we out of here. It's your girl Tamika.
Tanika,
Angela.
Ebonique.
thank y'all for listening.